Another week in paradise. This week we're going to take you to all three of the major theme park companies. We've got Disney with Magic Kingdom, we've got Universal's parks, and then we've got Busch Gardens, well, SeaWorld's Busch Gardens. Let's go ahead and get started at the Magic Kingdom, where the Transportation and Ticket Center has changed the signs of all of their parking lots. And they're making it act like there's now just two lots, the Heroes lot in blue and then the Villains lot in red. And they have a dedicated tram for each one. So there's a tram that always goes to Heroes and a tram that always goes to Villains. And probably won't be using that crossover unless things are particularly slow, I suppose. So this is the sign that you see when you first come in, although you don't really have a choice. They still tell you where to go by cones, but at least this way, hopefully you'll remember a little bit better which lot you parked in if they think that you're always, if you associate it with Heroes, or perhaps if you park on the other side and then you might associate your spot with a villain. And they've done their job in marking it out as the Heroes lot or the Villains lot, particularly when you get back on the tram at the end. Here's the Villains lot tram parking spot, or I guess loading spot, and then the Heroes lot loading spot. We're going to go inside the park at Caribbean Plaza. This is near Pirates of the Caribbean, and what I want to call your attention to is here, the East India Trading Company logo on this box wasn't here before. This box wasn't here before. East India Company is part of the mythos now of the Pirates League. That's the makeup for pirate makeup, and these appear to be speakers and other devices for the Sorcerers game yet to come. At Pecos Bill, they seem to have this entrance sign, the restrictions up, even though it wasn't all that busy, and I kind of like it when they do that so that the flow is put in just one spot. I also like it when they continually refresh the park. Here you see some unstained railings near Splash Mountain. And they are putting up the Castle Dreamlights that requires a crane. The crane does come down late in the afternoon so the tourists can get a shot without the crane in the way. Here is the Swiss Family Treehouse, where you've got some more work done on the queue. It looks like they've taken off the roof there. This ODV cart might not be new, but it is new to me. This seems so small and cute that I just had to take a picture of it. We went on Splash Mountain to check out the status of the broken animatronics, and the Brer Bear in the middle of the laughing place, or just before the laughing place, was rocking at least, so there's some movement there. And what we really came to see was this, and this boat was in fact rocking. The Zippity-Doo Lady was rocking, and the missing animatronic here and was returned, and this one was moving again, so everything seemed perfect. In fact, the animatronic here in the middle, you can't really tell in this picture, was cleaner than the animatronics around it, so they probably did some work. Over at the Haunted Mansion, I've not seen these painted eyes before on all the benches right next to the queue, but they're probably not that new. Across the way at Hall of Presidents, this is a doll in a window that I just had not seen before, and I wonder if it's something to do with Sorcerers. Still more to come with the game. Here we have some merchandise. This is the Ghost Mickey popcorn bucket, and I call your attention to the cracking here. These plastic buckets are not all that well made, unfortunately. They don't stick together that well. And I just couldn't shake the feeling that we were eating chilled monkey brains here, reference to the Indiana Jones movies. At the Columbia Harbour House, they have a new dish for $11. This is a salmon, and it was quite tasty, actually. This is some couscous in the middle and broccoli, and I'll give you the size comparison by showing you the fork and knife. It was actually better than the paper plate would imply that the dish should be, so I found that to be a healthy choice and a good one. And here's some fantastic news. All of these signs that had been broken along Osceola have been fixed, with one exception, that one, which is being fixed by late in the weekend and should be fixed by the time you're hearing this update. So there's the other one that had been a problem. So they've finally gotten around to it. We're switching parks now to the Busch Gardens Tampa Howl-O-Scream, and we were invited to come as part of the media to take part in their little invasion, and they have signs and decorations set up throughout the lands. They do not have scare zones at this park. Everywhere is a scare zone. So if you're the sort of person who doesn't want to be menaced at all by the roving bands, then this is not the park for you. This is one of the new houses of the year, and this is part of that tweet up earlier where they have the menacing characters and the press. And this is a special house called Alone. You have to pay an upcharge to get in here. You don't really have to go alone. You do get a t-shirt or something if you do go alone, but we went as a group of 4, and it's fantastic. There's not a stream of people moving through it constantly, but rather you get held at the gate for 5 or 10 minutes while the group in front of you goes through, and then it's your turn to go through. So that means they really take the time and work with you and give you more of a story as you progress through the house. And the house has got great effects, so I really think the house is quite worthwhile. Some comedy relief over and some decorations on the side, some pre-recorded stuff. It reminded me of Mr. Potato Head in Toy Story Mania. One of the dance floors called Club Virus, and some of the decorations throughout the lands. And then they had photo opportunities with characters every so often, as well as themed shots that were a little bit expensive. And here's some of these scare actors wandering around. They moved in troops, so even though there weren't zones, these troops would come at you. And so there was a troop of like zombie construction workers, or a troop of scary clowns, as you saw here. This is one of the shows, and here you have Snooki, President Obama, Charlie Sheen, and Sarah Palin, and then some of these duck beer kind of guys over here. It was a strange show, but I do give them props for actually singing. I thought that the performances were done pretty well. The other show on the other side of the park has the sexy nurses, and this is more of a Monster Mash kind of show. All of them are tongue-in-cheek. Switching parks over to Universal, this is next to City Walk. We are looking at the construction for the mini golf. A couple of pictures of the mini golf yet to come. Still no idea on what exactly those things will be. Right next to the mini golf we have the AMC Theater, and they've got some construction going on in the middle here. However, they're still open. It's kind of blocking the box office. Into Universal Studios Florida, the former home of Jimmy Neutron, is, look at that image, it's not up, it is Despicable Me, coming in 2012. I'm going to take you on to Ripsaw Falls now, where I had not been since they had had a catastrophic fire and had to rebuild several things. And since I had a camera that could go into the water with me this time, I thought I would shoot some images that you don't normally see, since people don't normally take a camera on this ride. You do get quite drenched, and so therefore I wouldn't want to bring my camera either. There's kind of the money shot where you can see the view from the top of Ripsaw Falls, and look at how steep it is. You don't even see from this angle, and I'm sitting, I'm holding the camera up looking over the front seat. You cannot see down, that's how steep that is. And then of course there's that dip drop leading to this next shot where you're rising up out of your seats, and that's why they have these lap bars here to keep you into the log as long as is necessary. That brings us to the end of another week. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next time.